Well, good midday, good midday, good midday, good midday. All of you fantastically wonderful people. Why? It's the day the Lord had made. Why? We shall rejoice. What? And be glad in it. It's a wonderful day. Hey, Kathy, how are you? It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. It's a great and awesome opportunity for us to be together one more time. So we want to welcome you. We want to welcome you one, welcome you all, whether you are watching it live or whether you watch it a little bit later. We are thankful to God for you, one and all. So, with that being said, we welcome you. And so we want you to come on into the space, into the room, into this opportunity that we can come together. Hey, let's grow a little bit. And yes, I have my water. Bless his holy name. And we're grateful to God for that. Minister Sarah, how you be? Praying all is well with you and thee. And getting ourselves together for tonight. We're excited about what God is going to do. And so we're grateful to God for that. Jamie, bless your heart for being here. And so we're just looking so forward to whatever the Lord is going to do, however He wants to do it, whatever way He wants to do it. Stephanie, bless you. Bless your heart, Carletta. Good midday to you. And so, again, grateful, thankful for another day's journey, and we are glad about it. Minister Faye, Chaplain Hearns, Linda of the Arrington, how you be? Good midday to each and every one of you. And so we are just looking so forward to God blessing us over and over again. Brenda, thank you so much for being here. Last night was unbelievable. Smart. Yeah, because I can't go back to Fiji yet. They have the smaller bottles or the much larger bottles. I guess the contamination had a lot to do with where it was manufactured at. I miss my Fiji water. Kathy, bless your heart. Doe, Sharon, Rhonda. Okay. Cora. Well, Cora, how are you? Yeah, they done busted us in Springfield, Ohio, eating cats and dogs. I, 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 it is difficult for me to articulate someone who is psychotically or as psychotically dysfunctional, one who is Denise disconnected from reality, one who has encapsulated himself in lies, in deceit, in prejudice, in racial and gender biases to an unbelievable level. But unfortunately, he resonates with at least a third of this country, which tells me a whole lot. Lavonda, bless your heart. It tells me, and I keep trying to tell my people that we ought to quit being so caught off guard or so surprised by this level of delusional racism that exists because this country was founded on it. You didn't hear what I said. This nation, Sylvia Scott, was founded on racism. The first thing they did was they got rid of all of the indigenous people, all of the Indians, got them out of here, put them on reservations. They slaved the Chinese to come over and build the railroads. They brought us from the islands and from Africa. Hey, Giovanni, how are you? They brought us in here from Africa and other countries. Hey, Valerie, how are you? Good. Glad your dad is watching with us. And all of these things happen, and it's the crux of who this nation is. And for some reason, we actually believe that something had changed. And so all it took was a ridiculously I hate to make a ridiculously psychologically disconnected, homophobic, pathological liar, Barbara, to bring all of this stuff to the forefront. Thank you so much, Janice. Let us know all is well. So here's what I'm getting ready to do. I need to ask a question. Hey, Tom, how are you? I need to ask a question. That question is, do you really know what love is? Mm, 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 mm. Do you really know what love is? Do you really, Timothy? Do you really know what love is? Um, in the Greek, there's three different types. There's agape, there's phileo, and there's eros. I believe that many of us are very acquainted with eros because that's the erotic kind of love. We're pretty familiar with that, and not all eroticism is actually love. We're used to filio because that's brotherly love. But I'm wondering, do we really know what agape is? That is unconditional love. In my younger years, my much younger years, I struggled with love. I have several. Hey, Nancy, I have several stories that I could tell that I'm just not going to tell. That Minister Marcia, that caused me to re-examine what real love is, or at that time was. Trinette, bless your heart for being here. I look at my past and I begin to realize something. Ayana, bless you for being here. I begin, and good to have you. Vernice, bless your heart. Okay. And so the thing that I struggled with, because I thought love was a process of convincing someone else through things that I love them. I thought love is earned. Mm-mm. I'm getting ready to get in trouble. I thought love could be bought. I thought love could be manipulated into what my desires, and because not all love is sex. See, I'm getting ready to get a little deep in here. I know some of y'all might not be able to grasp this because in my younger years I was not driven by sex. I was driven by money. And so you can love some stuff and some things that don't really reciprocate or love you back. Then, when I went through some issues in my adolescent years, I thought that I could earn the love, because when true love is attacked, when true love is manipulated, then the only recourse I had at that time, because I didn't know any better, was to try to figure out how I could buy you, or how I could thrill you. And when I talk about thrill for you nasty folk out here, I'm not talking about sex. What I'm trying to get us to recognize and to understand is that when it comes down, hold on just a second. When it comes down to real love, I had no clue what it was. Now I knew that my parents loved me. There was no doubt in my mind that they loved me. But then, by the same token, in the midst of them loving me, I did not always appreciate that level of love, because love without boundaries and discipline is not love. Can I take my time and walk through this? If y'all don't mind, I wanna. Hey, Carolyn, how are you? I need to take my time, and because there's a real good possibility that the enemy has tainted us so bad through horrible relationships, through abandonment, through sexual exploitation, that my concept of love was so much supposedly in my own power. And when it did not produce what I wanted, then I tried to figure out how to pay him back. Maybe this is a little too transparent for some of you. Maybe you didn't have the experience that I have. Maybe you've never been used or abused or misused. And if you've ever, hey Linda, how are you? If you've ever gone through any level of crises, you're having trouble. I'm glad you made it in there, dear. Hey, LMA, if you've never gone through where you've given your all and there's nothing in return, when you have provided financially and there's no appreciation, when your heart is knee deep into the life of somebody else, but the reciprocation isn't equal, then what happens is the enemy sees your vulnerability. And when it sees your vulnerability, hey, Sherry, how are you? Then he exploits you to keep you from ever loving again. And what happens is I got 2 minutes. You now figure that God is just as manipulative as the persons or people who have manipulated you. Well, what do I get out of it? Here we go. Here we go. Entering into relationships. What you got for me? What you gonna do for me? What you gonna provide for me? That's not love. Mm, mm. That's manipulation. That is making sure that whoever comes into my life, I'm gonna get everything I can out of you, because I'm gonna do to you what other folk have done to me. And what we don't understand, because the enemy is so subtle in what he does, that you don't even recognize the callousness that has now encapsulated your heart to the point where you think you feel, but you lost that sensitivity some years ago. I want to look at something. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 5. If y'all give me 2 more minutes, just 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to let you go, and then we'll deal with this a little bit more tomorrow. The writer says, you shall love the Lord your God. And that's as far as I'm going to go for right now. Can I talk about this? Now you have to see some, hey, Debbie, how are you? There is a personification that's taking place in this text. Because, and that's the reason why create within me a clean heart and renew the right spirit within me. Take out of me a stony heart and return into me a heart of flesh, because stony people create stony hearts. And then what happens is we become the stony heart and inflict that same venom into somebody else. And it's a massive situation that the enemy understands that if I can get you to the point, you don't never trust nobody, you're always looking for somebody to jack you up and mess you around, all of that kind of stuff, it will spill over into your walk with God. Because you'll look at God like you have looked at other people. What's in it for me? What can I get out of this? Think about this for just a moment. I know I done gone too long. Think about this for just a moment. How many people really love God because he's God? Or how many people love God because of what he produces? How many people love him because he is who he is in your life? And how many times do we love him because he's providing? And then when we get to those moments when it appears that the provisions have been cut off, then what do we do? I'm going to pick this up tomorrow. I know y'all don't like me. Y'all ain't even going to show up tomorrow. I'm going to pick this up tomorrow. And we're going to look at this a little bit harder, because I don't care how much you shout, run, dance, speak in tongues. Elder Clay, if the motive is wrong, then all you doing is making noise. I gotta go. 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 I love y'all more than you'll ever know. Don't forget, join us, 528 Lincoln Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio. Join us for our pre-church anniversary worship service. Pastor Albert Maiden from Cleveland, Ohio is going to be here with us tonight. You better show up, better be in them seats. I know we're going to stream it, but I'm looking for you to be here in person. I love y'all more than you'll ever know. May God bless you. May he keep you, is our prayer.